Grand Prix, the first round of the 1988 FIA World Championship. And what a superb venue, one of the most spectacular and vibrant cities in the world. Gone are the memories of February's floods, and instead the sun shines strongly most of the time to bring an early taste of summer to the European teams travelling out to South America at Easter. But most of the action will take place out here, some 15 kilometres west of Rio at the Yacarapagua circuit, now named after Nelson Piquet. Missing from pole position after setting fastest lap in qualifying was Ayrton Senna in the McLaren Honda. Having had problems with his car during the first warm-up lap, he was obliged to change to the spare car, which might have been an illegal move. Nigel Mansell was therefore on pole position, ahead of Senna's teammate Alain Prost and Ferrari driver Gerhard Berger. Mansell was one of the first drivers in the normally aspirated cars, which this year are running 3.5 litres against the 1.5 litre turbocharged cars, now limited to 2.5 bar boost from the 4 bar boost that they were using last year. Consequently, the normally aspirated cars were expected to be much more competitive than they had been the previous year. So from an entry of 31 cars, just 24 would actually set off from the grid, missing Ayrton Senna and also Ivan Capelli, both of whom would start from the pit lane. The question at the start was whether Nigel Mansell could get to the first corner ahead of Alain Prost, normally aspirated against turbocharged. Mansell made a good enough start, and although he tried to edge out Prost, it was Prost who took the lead at the first corner ahead of Mansell, Berger and the rest of the field. Senna and Capelli started from the pit lane. So the field streamed through, with Alain Prost leading ahead of Mansell and Gerhard Berger in the Ferrari. Fourth was Nelson Piquet, fifth Thierry Boutsen, sixth Michele Alboreto and seventh Alessandro Nannini. But Alain Prost led on a circuit on which he had already won 4 times before. Prost leading, Mansell in second place. But Berger was soon past him down the long back straight and into second place. Prost already had a good lead ahead of Berger and Mansell. Alain Prost in the McLaren Honda, from Berger in the Ferrari, Mansell in the Williams Judd, Piquet in the Lotus Honda. So Prost led ahead of Gerhard Berger, Nigel Mansell, Nelson Piquet, Michele Alboreto, Thierry Boutsen, Alessandro Nannini, Riccardo Patrese, Derek Warwick, Satoru Nakajima, Eddie Cheever and the rest of the field pouring through, with Ayrton Senna right at the back. A tremendous battle developed between Michele Alboreto and the Benetton Ford of Thierry Boutsen. This was normally aspirated against turbo power. Boutsen looking for a way round the Ferrari. This was the battle for 5th place. And generally speaking, the normally aspirated cars were quicker in the corners than the Ferraris and turbo cars, but the turbos would come into their own on the straights, making it very difficult for the normally aspirated cars to outbrake them at the end of the straight. Ivan Capelli retired his brand new March. Riccardo Patrese also climbed out of his Williams Judd when the car overheated. Into the pits came Alessandro Nannini. His car was overheating as well. The mechanics looked in the radiators. Meanwhile, teammate Thierry Boutsen got past Michele Alboreto, moving up into 5th place. But Nannini was soon out of the race. Ayrton Senna, meanwhile, was climbing up through the field at a tremendous rate. He came up to challenge Thierry Boutsen. And it was almost no contest for the normally aspirated car on the long straight. And next in line was Nelson Piquet. Senna now in 5th place. On the next lap, coming up behind Nelson Piquet, he planned to do exactly the same thing in front of grandstands lined with their compatriots. This was Brazilian versus Brazilian. Piquet and Senna, and soon to become Senna, then Piquet. To the roars of approval, Senna moved up to 4th place, Piquet back in 5th, and Mansell was in the pits. The car simply would not start. From 3rd place, he simply dropped away to retirement, while Senna moved up into 2nd place when Gerhard Berger came in for tyres. Senna in 2nd place behind teammate Alain Prost leading. And Mansell finally having to give up. The car simply would not restart. Then it was Prost's turn to stop for new tyres, and he would make just 1 stop, whereas most of his competitors would make 2. He was soon on his way again and did not lose the lead. There were problems in store for Ayrton Senna. As expected, he received the black flag telling him to come into the pits because he had changed his car after the green flag lap earlier at the start. And after a magnificent drive up to 2nd place, he would be excluded. Nelson Piquet therefore was 3rd when he made his 2nd tyre stop, dropping to 5th place. But he soon came up behind 4th place Derek Warwick, catching him on the long back straight. And as he overtook Warwick, the 2 of them also overtook Thierry Boutsen. So instantly, Nelson Piquet was back up into 3rd place, ahead of Warwick 4th and Boutsen 5th. Andrea de Cesaris retired his Real Ford after a good drive. So Alain Prost headed towards victory. In the closing stages, Gerhard Berger got closer to him. But Prost was able to react. He changed his tyres only once, but that was enough. No problems with fuel, and after a problem-filled practice, he appeared to have chased away all the gremlins, and the car ran extremely reliably. Behind him was Gerhard Berger in 2nd place. And 3rd was Nelson Piquet. In fact, the first 6 places were all taken by turbo cars, and after the challenges of Nigel Mansell in the Williams Judge and Thierry Boutsen in the Benetton Ford, nearly all the normally aspirated cars dropped out with some sort of engine problem, very often with overheating troubles. So with 1 lap to go, Alain Prost headed for the checkered flag and his 5th victory at the Yacarapagua circuit. It would also be his 29th victory and extend his own record. Jackie Stewart was the next person up with 27 wins. And so Alain Prost kicked off the 1988 FIA World Championship as he has so many times before, with a victory and 9 points in the World Championship. Behind him was Gerhard Berger. In 3rd place, Nelson Piquet. 4th, Derek Warwick. And 5th, Michele Alboreto, all the first 5 on the same lap. Satoru Nakajima was in 6th place, 1 lap down. And the first normally aspirated car was Thierry Boutsen's Benetton Ford in 7th place. Indeed, there were only 9 finishers. So it was a maiden victory for the brand new partnership of McLaren and Honda. Checkered flag after 60 laps for Alain Prost. And in 2nd place, Gerhard Berger. 3rd, Nelson Piquet. 4th, Warwick. 5th, Michele Alboreto. And 6th, Satoru Nakajima. And the question was for all the competitors, what could they do about Alain Prost and the McLaren Honda team? So Prost in the centre received the Mammoth Cup as winner of the Brazilian Grand Prix. On his left, Nelson Piquet. On his right, second man Gerhard Berger of Austria. Traditionally, this is one of the hardest races of the year, but Alain Prost worked hard during practice and had no problems during the race itself. His rivals would be wondering if this was the first of 16 champagne spraying rituals. He had 9 points, his nearest rival 6. This was his 29th victory. He's now 2 ahead of anyone else, and his rivals must be wondering if this would be another year dominated by Prost with help from teammate Senna and the McLaren Honda team.